Coming to you from the suburbs of Washington, D.C., welcome to 5 Girls, 5 Minutes. It's Monday, I'm Sarah, and I will get right to the one question that was asked. Tally was in Illinois, I think, but you're not anymore. But you were talking about going places that you don't get to very often and always having to go eat at the same place or like hang out in the same place that you always do, and you like look forward to that thing, I guess. There are lots of places that around my area that I don't go to that often because it's a pretty big area. It's a whole big metropolitan DC area. So there's a place called Georgetown in DC, and they have a really good restaurant that's called what's it called? Serendipity 3. I remembered. I didn't have to look at the shirt. I have a shirt from it. They're famous for having frozen lemonade. No, that's good though if you've never had that. But no, they're famous for having frozen hot chocolate, which doesn't make any sense. But let me explain. They make hot chocolate and then they freeze it. Are you following me? They make hot chocolate and then they freeze it and then they give it to you. It's hard to explain, but it's really good, and you can tell that they made it hot first because it has like a thickness to it that I don't think it would have if it was just always cold. You know? Sort of like if you have cocoa versus chocolate milk, you can taste a difference in the consistency. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's really good. There's one in New York as well, so it's not just a DC thing, Serendipity 3. But they also have really good sandwiches. There's like a quadruple decker grilled cheese, I think, that I get, where it's like this tall. It's like too big for my mouth, but it's really good, and I love grilled cheese, and so that's what I usually get. And that's the funny thing about me. When I go to a place that I don't get to that often, or even if I go to a place that I go to fairly often, I usually get the same thing. I'm one of those people. I have when I like something, I will stick to it. I mean, there aren't a lot of options in a lot of restaurants for me. Like, usually if there's a vegetarian option, it's the vegetarian option. Or sometimes there's two, so I switch out, maybe. And I mean, it's fine, because I'm not really one of those people who likes to, every time stare at the menu for 5 years, like my dad. My dad will spend half an hour looking at a menu. But I have my, tried and true things that I like. So, but yeah, I like Serendipity 3. I have to go there whenever I go to Georgetown, which is not very often. It's like once a year. The last time I was at Georgetown, I got the pants that I'm wearing now, and I think that was about a year ago. Let me show you the pants I'm wearing now. Yeah. Ow. I'll regret that later. Anyway, so that's my answer to that question, and I've never been to Illinois. I hope that's where you went. I'm pretty sure it is. Which is interesting, because if you went to Illinois, Itzel and Libby live in Illinois. I really hope that that's the state you went to and you didn't go to another state that also starts with I, because then I'm going to feel like an idiot. Because I haven't watched your video since your video went up on Thursday. Actually, yeah, I watched it on Thursday, because I think you put it up kind of early before I went to see... I saw Craig Ferguson again, and that was awesome. They were doing a live taping of his stand-up comedy, so... And they interviewed my parents and I outside the door, so I might end up on a special DVD of Craig Ferguson, which is pretty cool. And Tuesday, tomorrow, I'm going to see Mark Knopfler and Bob Dylan. Mark Knopfler is the main guy from Dire Straits in the 80s. You might not know who he is, but he's awesome. And Bob Dylan, who's awesome. So it's going to be the Mumble Tour, because they're both famous for singing kind of mumbly, hard to understand. But it's part of the fun, part of their charm. So Luis is going with me. It's going to be my parents' friends, Luis and me. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, but that brings me, I guess, to what I wanted to ask. How do you feel about having things scheduled? Do you like having lots of things that you're planning to go see or do? Or do you like having the flexibility to be a little bit more spontaneous? Like, do you prefer having plans to do something very, like, you have to be there at a certain time? Or do you prefer doing things where it's like, oh, I get to do this, and then we'll do whatever we want when we do this? Because, I mean, I like going to concerts and stuff, but I'm starting to not want to have my life scheduled, because I like having the fluidity of, I said that weirdly, of being able to, like, spend my days doing different types of thing. Like, I enjoy looking forward to going to see Luis, because then we go hang out, and then from there we watch a movie or play a video game or do whatever we want. I prefer that, like knowing a certain day you're going to see somebody or you're going to go somewhere, versus being like having this thing where you have to be there at a certain time and you have to sit down and you have to watch this thing. I don't know. I think I'm just kind of concerted out, because I've been very spoiled in going to see lots of things, so I'm kind of at the point now where it's not even that exciting to me anymore. It's mostly just stressful. But I am looking forward to the concert on Tuesday, don't get me wrong. It's just, I've told my dad I don't need to go to everything he wants to see, because my dad likes to fill his schedule with things. And that's fine. Some people are like that. Some people love to have all these things that they can do throughout the year, but I like having the time and the chance to be a little bit more spontaneous. Oh, and I've gone over. So I'll shut up. But Tara, I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you like your fox hat, because your fox hat's really cute. And everyone, I hope you have an awesome week, and I will see you next Monday. Bye. Salute.